All right, welcome back. We are here. It is Halloween, and no, your special vitamins or whatever you ingested in your body illegally is not messing up with your eyes. I am wearing my beekeeper costume. Now, this is not only a beekeeper costume, this is actually one of my beekeeper things for when I will do work with my bees. So don't forget, hit like, hit subscribe, hit the bell. All right, so today we are going to be looking at the standard form of a quadratic. Now, we have different forms, okay? Just like people take many forms friend, enemy, frenemy, okay? Things of that nature. So, okay, maybe I'm the only one that finds that funny. Now, all right, so here we go. All right, here's the form right here. This is ax squared plus bx plus c. We will see this a lot coming up after, between now and Thanksgiving break. Okay, I promise. We kind of saw it before on the last test when we were multiplying and stuff, but okay. Now, our AOS, we know this is our axis of symmetry. This is our invisible line that cuts it into two different pieces. It's always great in mathematics. That's never confusing that now we're talking about an invisible line that we have to know. And it's even better for in some places where they make you graph an invisible line. Okay, awesome. Everybody is so with me right now. All right. So, first we need to find our A, B, and C. All right, A is always going to be the number in front of x squared. B is going to be the number in front. Now, when I say in front, this is as we read from left to right. Okay, and then C is going to be kind of like the third wheel or the chaperone of those dating and just kind of tagged along. All right, so example A. Find the axis of symmetry and the vertex of this problem right here. So step one, find A, B, and C. Believe it or not, you will be graded on how to find A, B, and C. Okay, because this actually sets up everything else. And if you can't find A, B, and C, you are pretty much sunk like the Titanic. I mean, bloop, bloop, bloop. Okay, so by the way, if you hadn't seen that movie yet, spoiler alert. Now, what is A for this one right here? What is this number in front of x squared? 1. What is B? -2. Very good. And what is C? 1. Okay. Now, somebody way back when came up with this formula. Okay. So we have to use this formula. If we don't use this formula, the math SWAT team will come and take us off in the middle of the night and make us eat like asparagus or something gross. Okay, so all we're going to do is plug this in. So -2 over 1. Now, here's the good thing. The good thing about this is now, let me tell you what's the bee's knees is. Do y'all know why the saying it's the bee's knees? No, because on the bee's knees, that's where their little saddlebags are that collects the pollen that they carry from plant to plant that help pollen. Okay. If you hit your N over D button, N over D, right here, it makes the fraction negative parenthesis -2, close it, and then scroll down to parenthesis 1. You can actually put that in just like we have here. And we get 1. Isn't that amazing? Ah, oh, I know. Y'all are just shocked. Just quiet. Oh. Okay. Now, like we learned previously this week, our x value for our axis of symmetry is also the x value for our vertex, so we can actually write it here. Okay? Now, also, to find the y value of our vertex, we're going to plug in this x value. So everywhere, now somebody was really, really nice. I don't know why they were this nice. Well, they actually forgot to put a 2 right here, so they weren't that nice. So y'all need to add a 2 right there. And they put all this in here for you so you know where to put the x. So I'm going to hit clear, clear, clear. Clear. Now, parenthesis 1 comma squared. Subtract, not negative, but subtract 2, parenthesis 1 plus 1. All right. So on my calculator, it should look like it does on the paper now that we fixed it with the 2 that was missing. And I get 0. Some of y'all should be used to seeing that because you're used to seeing that in the grade book and on tests and stuff. Okay? So, nobody? Are y'all just not awake? Is that it? Is that it's y'all just is that why you're just missing the hilarious jokes? Okay. All right. But and that's it. Okay? So it's super similar to what we have been doing. It's just a little tweak. Okay? All right. It's kind of like when my wife figured out she could use her straightener to do curls instead of using her curling iron. It's the same process, just a little tweak, you know. All right. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. It's always fun because she gets ready. Her little vanity thing is like right, and there's like this much room for me to walk between her vanity and the bed to go to my bathroom. So I have to like commando roll over the bed so I don't get burned by the lightsaber that she's using to do her hair. Well, sometimes I forget stuff. This takes a while, okay? No. Listen, she's the queen bee. She can do what she wants to. All right. So let's look at example B. Example B. All right. So for example B, we got to find our A, B, and C again. What is A? -1. What is B? 6. And C is -3. Are you asking me if I have candy because I'm a fat person? That is body shaming. Okay. All right. Thank you. I do not have candy because I ate it all. Anyway, so if. All right. So, all right. I plug it into the calculator. I get 3. So 3 is my x value for that's my AOS. That's my x value for my vertex. All right. So I'm plugging this in. I'm plugging this in. All right. I think I did better on this one this time. So now, all right. So we got to zoom in. Let's make the main thing. All right. This is a negative. This is not a subtraction sign. That's actually a negative. So make sure that, so this is a negative, parenthesis 3. Yes, it does matter where you put that. Plus 6, parenthesis 3, subtraction 3. Okay? So be careful. Take your time. Take your time. Think. Think. All right, so we get 6. So we get 6 here, we get 6 here. Okay, so not a hard process, just a different process. Okay, again, not a hard process, but a different process. And I kind of spell it out exactly how I want you to do it. Okay, I even showed you what to use with the calculator. Okay, use the calculator. Okay. Some of you are like, I'm going to do it my own self. All right. And that's fine. But if you get it wrong, remember, I will make fun of you for not using the calculator. All right. So moving on. Oh, our friend, though, maximum and minimum. Remember, A is positive. That means it opens up like this. When A is negative, that means it opens like this. I took y'all to Desmos. I showed y'all some graphs and stuff like this the other day. I want you to write it down again. It may, because for some odd reason, they won't let me open up your craniums and tattoo it on your cortexes anymore. They said it's unethical. I know. All right. So it says find the max and min for the previous examples. Okay. So from example A. All right. This A is 1. Is that positive or negative? Positive. So our max is going to be infinity. Our minimum was our vertex, which I think was 1 and 0. Is that right? So let's scroll back. It was. Okay. And then our second one, our A was negative 1. Okay. So that means our min is negative infinity, and our max is 3, 6, which was our vertex. Very good. It's all the buzz. Now, all right. So we're about to bring it all together. Oh, no, actually, we're not. We're about to do something else first. Okay. Yeah, sorry. All right, this is super. Now, this is what we did last week. This is not what we did last week. This is what we did a few weeks ago with the absolute value. Okay, so this is our X for our AOS and our Y for our, oh my goodness, do the right color, dude. Our Y. So we're going to put, okay, this is our AOS. Goes in the middle. And our Y, our vertex goes in the middle. All right. Very similar, if we get in our Wayback Machine, we can look at our absolute values. Remember, our vertex went in the middle and we went, okay. Now, on the top, our numbers should go kind of like this. All right. So, here's the crazy thing about quadratics. Okay. Quadratics go with a ratio of 1A and 3A. I know some of y'all are like, well, what? Well, what? All right, so let me help you out. All right. It says a value of 2. All right. So what is 1 times 2? What is 1 times 2? 2. All right. So we're going to add 2 to 4 right here. All right. Are you ready? So what is 2 plus 4? 6. So it goes right here. All right. A is 2. So our next one's on the outside is 3a. So what is 3 times 2? 6. Okay, so we're going to add 6 to this y value, which is what? What's this one right here? What's the one right beside it? 6. All right, so what's 6 plus 6? 12. And that's how we would get those y values to graph. I know it seems weird the first time. Believe it or not, you don't have to do that. You could actually take these y values and plug them, or x values, and plug them in like we did for the y of the vertex if you wanted to. If you ask the great question, WWJD, what would Jeffries do? I would not do that. I have found this to be the easiest way. I like the easiest way. Okay, that's just me. But I cannot force you to do this. I can show you. I can use this a lot to hopefully model how easy it is. Okay. All right. Now let's put it all together. All right. So here's our quadratic. Oh my gosh. I just wrote right through it. Cheese and crackers. All right. All right. So step one, what is our A? What is our B? What is our C? All right. So now we're going to plug this in for our AOS. So our 4 goes here and our 1 goes here. So with our calculator, it's really bad to have this on with this net right here and your nose itch because it's just a problem. It must be like those that have those nose piercings and your nose itch. Like, all right. So if you, I don't know if you can see that for the shadow. You get -2 for your axis asymmetry. So that would go not only here, but also here, and here, and here. All right. So all I did was plug it in for my vertex here, and I plugged it in, into my chart here so I can, get it done. All right. I plugged it in like a glade, and I get -1. -1 goes here, -1 goes here, and -1 goes here. All right. So my A was 1. All right. So 1A, this would be 1 times 1, which is 1. All right. So what is 1 plus -1? 0. All right. Then this is 3A. So 3 times 1. Okay. So what is 3 plus 0? 3. And that's it. Yes, you may go to the bathroom because I know it's time for your tiny bladder to go void itself. All right, so that's it for our lesson. Our in class audience will have to actually do a practice handout and then we will go over it. Don't forget, hit like, hit subscribe, hit the bell. If you're going trick or treating this afternoon or this evening, please be careful. Okay. Which is funny. This is the one time we actually, as adults, want you to take candy from strangers. Who knew? Okay. All right. Good stuff. Good things. Roll Tide.